What is up, guys? How are you all doing? And welcome back to another video on the channel. Is the 2023-24 season going to be Swindon Town's toughest ever League 2 campaign? Well, we're going to talk about that in today's video. So if you do like what you're watching, consider subscribing down below if you haven't already. It will help with the future of the channel, and it will also help you guys catch up with all the latest news, match vlogs, and any other type of videos that I do on the channel. So without further ado, let's get straight into the video. So let's start off with the main question of the video. Is the 2023-24 season going to be Swindon Town's toughest ever league campaign? Well, in my opinion, I do think it is, and I've got many reasons. The first one, if you look at the lineup with all the teams included in the League 2 campaign for next season, on the screen right now, you've got the likes of Wrexham, Notts County, Forest Green, Morecambe, MK Dons, and so on coming into the league now. And it is going to be very, very hard to predict where these teams are going to finish, because obviously, like last season, it was a bit easier to predict where teams were going to finish, because there wasn't many other teams that were in the mix to win the title. But this season, you got the likes of like Swindon Town, Morecambe, MK Dons, Forest Green. Well, it's arguable with Forest Green, because they're the typical team you just don't know where they're going to be at the end of the season. There's definitely going to be like 8 to 10 teams that are going to be very close in winning this title. Like, there's some odd seasons where it's going to, you just see teams chasing away with the title like 10 games gone, like especially the 21-22 season. After like 10 games, Forest Green were well top of the league, and most people were thinking that Forest Green were going to chase away with the title, and obviously they were correct. Forest Green was well up there, like 10 games gone, and I knew straight away that they were going to definitely win the title, and it did happen. It's arguable for this season as well. Leyton Orient, it was like 10-15 games gone, and they were top of the league, and they stayed in that, they maintained that position for the rest of the season. So is this going to be another season where it's going to be like that? I don't think so. If you look at this season with Wrexham and Notts County, it was down to the wire, so down to the wire. And yeah, it's probably going to be another title battle between Wrexham and Notts County once again. That's what some betting websites have predicted it to be like. What is it? No, I can't remember what the Betfred, I think it is. They've predicted that it is some betting website. I just can't remember which one it is. But it's predicted that Stockport will finish third, then Notts County will finish second, and Wrexham will finish first. I don't know. I don't know if I should be trusting these websites or not, though, because what was it, last season they did predict Barrow to finish rock bottom, 24th, and in actual fact they finished 11th. They did do a pretty good job compared to what some betting websites have got them to finish. What was it, 21-22 season as well with Swindon, because we only had 2 players, no manager, and no owner. We were predicted to finish rock bottom going down to the National League. We actually finished 6th, and we actually nearly got promoted, but it was 2 games away from getting promoted. So yeah, don't know if I should be trusting these websites, because especially how tough it's going to be this season. There's going to be way more teams battling out for the title. Yeah, it's just, you're just never going to know who's going to win the title and by how much. So now we've talked about whether I think Swindon will have a tough season next season or not. Now I want to talk about the next question, what things Swindon will have to do to make sure we claim this title. Number 1, invest. Lots and lots of investment is going to be needed for things like staff recruitment, player recruitment, stadium renovation, loads of other things. And yeah, especially how tough this is going to be next season, we're going to have to put way more investment into the club for next season if we want to get out the league, especially like players-wise. We've got rid of a few key players like Johnny Williams, for example. It's going to be very, very tough to replace a player like him, but the only way we can do that is by investing a lot of money on players. So yeah, we're gonna have to do a lot of investment. The second thing that I want to talk about now is player recruitment. It's definitely going to be very, very important, because the better recruitment we have, the more chance we have of getting promoted. And yeah, that Sandro his recruitment last season, it went all wrong for him. He was just going for a bunch of young players that had no experience in League 2 and what it's like to play in League 2. And obviously, it was going to bite us in the backside, and it did. We did finish 10th place. So, yeah, obviously, last season we were predicting to, we were expecting to get promoted or at least playoffs. But, yeah, we finished 10th around the mid-table. And, yeah, it was mainly because Sandro was just picking out the wrong players to recruit. And, yeah, we just need more experienced players. Like, last season, we had Tom Brewitt. He was a bit experienced, but not that much. Jacob Wakelin, he didn't have time in League 2 at all. Tyrese Shady only had 1 or 2 seasons in League 2. But, yeah, next season, if we sign some players, we're going to have to sign some players that are going to have a lot of experience. For example, Josh Labadie, who we're linked with at the moment. He's had a lot of experience. That's why I'm really happy with if we sign him or not. So yeah, second thing that we have to do to make sure we get promoted is we get the right players to get us out of League 2. And the third and final thing that I do think Swindon will have to change up a bit to make sure we do get promoted next season is change our defence completely. Well, not completely, but we just need to improve our defence, mainly because we were conceding a lot of silly goals, especially our second last game of the season against Crew. We did concede 2 goals in 2 minutes. That's another thing I want to talk about as well. The amount of games that we've had where we just conceded 2 goals in 2 minutes. I guarantee you, if we prevented that, we could have easily been well in the mix to win we'll get promoted. But, yeah, there was just so many games, so many countless games where we just concede a lot of silly goals and we just concede 2 goals in, like, 2 minutes. It's pretty much a pattern at Swindon. So, yeah, that's why sometimes when we do take the lead, I am not really that comfortable with it yet, mainly because we do concede a lot of silly goals at the wrong time. So, yeah. One thing that I do think we'll have to change up is the defence. So, guys, that is the end of another video. If you did enjoy this one, make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. It will help a lot with the future of the channel, and it'll get you guys notified with all the latest news and all the match vlogs I do on the channel. So, yeah, comment down below. Are we going to get promoted next season? In my opinion, if we do get promoted, I don't think it'll be through automatics, because there's definitely going to be a lot of teams that are going to be well in for the title. And what was it? Yeah, I think if we do get promoted, it will have to be through the playoffs. So anyway, I'll see you guys in a bit. You know what to do? Chill.